Hello and welcome back. We're going to continue to work on our graffiti animation project. So the first thing we're going to do is open up our program Gimp. So I have that loaded. And then once you have the program open, you're going to go to your folders, find your digital art folder, find your Gimp graffiti animation folder, and the image that we saved the previous session, we're going to right click on that and tell that open with and choose the program Gimp. Let that open, and it should look something like this on our screen. Okay, I'm going to, let's see, make this layers palette just a little bit smaller. And I think what I'm going to do is come down here and make this, let's see, I don't want it to be 100, but 50 is going to be too small. So let's go 85. I would just like to be able to see the edges of what I'm doing. So for my screen and everything that I have set up, 80 is going to be about where I want to be. I'm going to make sure that I'm in my layers palette over here on the right. So I can see that graffiti1.png file that we have right there. So the way Gimp creates animations is that every layer is a new cell in the animation. So we're going to work today to create multiple layers to create the different transition for the animation itself. So we're going to start over here in the layers palette by right-clicking, and we're going to go duplicate layer. We're then going to jump down to the bottom layer, and we're going to edit this layer here. So pretty easy for this part of the project. We're going to come over to our toolbar over here on the left side. We're going to find the eraser tool. If you can't find your eraser tool this way, you can always go up to Tools, down to, it doesn't like that. All right, got it to pop up here and stay. So Tools, it doesn't like paint tools, but it likes, interesting. So it should be listed here either in select or in the paint tools, and it should pop up and you should be able to select that eraser tool. Notice that once I selected the eraser tool, my option bar down here changed to the eraser, and now I can again change the brush, the size, hardness, force, all of that eraser. So I'm going to leave the hardness at 100, the force at 100, the opacity at 100, but I will adjust maybe, I'm going to use a sharp-edged brush, so that's perfectly fine. That's that hardness. I'm going to adjust the size of this brush. I don't know, I'm somewhere in like 68 range, maybe a little bigger than that. Okay, so something like I'm at 96. I think that will work. And the idea is I want to start erasing parts of this background. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to turn off the visibility of this top layer by clicking the eye. And I'm working on this layer on the bottom. And I'm just going to start and kind of come in and erase a section of this. That's it. And I'm going to continue to do this. So I'm going to go over here to my layers. I'm going to right click. I'm going to duplicate the layer, turn off the visibility of that layer, select the layer on the bottom. And I'm going to erase another chunk of the enemy of that image. I'm going to duplicate the layer. I'm going to hide the visibility of that layer, click on the bottom layer, and I'm going to erase another chunk of that image. I'm going to do it again. Right click, duplicate layer, hide the visibility of that layer, go to the bottom, select the very layer on the bottom, and I'm going to erase. We have to understand that this on top of each layer being a cell, the animation actually starts at the bottom and will work its way through all of these. Okay, so I've just erased. I'm going to copy this, duplicate this layer, hide the visibility, select the bottom layer, and erase some more. Again, duplicate this layer. And you can do this however many times as you would like. I would like to see a minimum of 6. But obviously, the more you do, the more detailed your animation will be. The idea is this very bottom layer is going to be whatever you want to say start with as your initial image. So for me, I'm going to duplicate this one more time, hide the visibility, move to the bottom layer, and I'm going to start with a more organic shape, something like that. So I did erase the outside of that. Okay, so my animation will start there. And if you want to kind of give yourself a little preview, I'm just going to click the eye in front of each one of these and watch how my animation starts to build. Okay, so that's all we're going to do for today. This layer palette is oh, I'm sorry, there is one more thing. What we're going to do is over in the layers palette, this is going to start because each layer is one cell in the animation. This is going to get to be very, very busy over in our layers palette. So we're going to make sure that this graffiti 1 is truly graffiti 1. And I'm going to just double click on the text and I'm going to get rid of everything except for graffiti 1. Okay. Then we're going to we'll start at the bottom where it makes sense. So this bottom one is graffiti 1. Then the next one is going to be double click and we're going to change it to 2, graffiti 2. And the next one, double click on the text. We're going to change this to graffiti 3. You're going to do this on each one of these. And again, it doesn't matter necessarily how many you have, but we want to have at least 6. So I'm going to end up with more than that. But we want to see them all labeled here. So there's graffiti 6, 7, that, and that's going to be 8. And then I ended up with 9 layers. And for some reason, this still says number 1 at the bottom. Enter. Okay, so I have all my layers. They build from the smallest design up to the original design we opened, and they are labeled with names over here on the side. All right, at this point, we do need to save our project. So we're going to go File, Save As. It's going to open up. First thing, we'll start at the top and we'll work our way down. First thing is name, so we're going to put in last name, comma, space, first name, space, hyphen, space. Gimp is the program we're using, space, hyphen, space, and then graffiti, animation. Okay, so our project title, it will be a .xcf for right now. The save in folder, we do want to make sure that it's still in our digital art folder and in our Gimp graffiti animation folder. So that all looks perfect. And I'm going to hit save at the bottom of my window. At this point, we need to take a screenshot for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. In this new screencasting software, it does not like my screenshots. So I'm going to do that real quickly and I'll be right back. All right, so it did take the screenshot. It's opening here. Here it is. And so now that I have that screenshot, I have my file name up here at the top. I can see the main piece of artwork here, and I can see the lovely layers over here on the right side. That's what I'm looking for in this screenshot for today. I'm going to hit my Save button. I'm going to make sure that I save this screenshot. I'm going to go into Digital Art 4, Screenshots. And I'm going to make sure that this is, let's see here, this should be 12.03 screenshot. That looks good. And it's a PNG, perfect. And I'm going to hit save. At that point, I'm going to go out to Chrome, open up my sketchbook for the day, find my 12.3 open project, and duplicate layers. And I'm going to paste in my screenshot for the day. It should look something like that. If you have any concerns or questions about this step of the project, please reach out and let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the process.